Good morning, everyone. Welcome to day 4. Today we going to practice to staying with it. Meaning, sometimes when we practice sketchbook, right, we can go really fast and just go, which is fine because we only have 3, 5, 15 minutes per session, maybe more. But when we're busy, sometimes we don't have time. So we show up in fast. So another way to exercise our voice is to try to build upon it. For example, you come back, right, and it's like, oh, it's empty. Um, like I don't want to do empty. That's okay, and then you can go back to what you've done before, and then you see inspiration from it. Maybe it's easier for, at least for me, sometimes it's easier for me to react to something is already there. For example, I'll just give you an example. On this one, um, it's only black and white. Maybe I can react to it as in, I'll just do some color, add some color to it, right? Again, to remind you, this is not about making something like final. It's about just practicing how I make decision or how I react to a thing in front of me. In this example, I already have something and I want to react to that. And I don't do a lot of like thinking right now. I'm just like reacting to it. So it's kind of like exercising of getting your senses kind of get used to it, get used to working this way. Um, because in the real painting, I call real painting, as in like if you make something big, not big, but on your canvas, this is what usually happen, at least for me. A day one, layer one, and then after the next day, I'll look at it again, and then I react to it. So this is sort of like a mini exercise of that. You see something, and then you just want to, build upon it. Could be the same shape, could be totally different, could be anything really. Because at this point, you're not thinking about, design thing, design principle, or anything like that in particular. It's just reacting to what I have here. For example, this one, circle. That's kind of cool, but maybe I don't like it that much. But, maybe I can play around with following the contour of that circle. And while I'm doing this, I'm not like trying to plan out, oh, I think I'm going to do this in my paintings, in the big piece. Um, I think that's too, for me at least, it's too limiting, too much pressure. Too much pressure both for doing it right here and too much pressure when I'm doing my paintings. It's more like I'm just having fun, uh, playing, experimenting, and then have a little bit of faith in um, my own subconscious, I guess, that some of these that I like, it will show up in my paintings without even realizing it. Um, I don't know if that makes sense to you, but I think the idea of mileage, right? You do this a lot, and then slowly your mind, your hands, your body, your feelings, it's kind of ingrained in our own subconscious, and then I'm just not going to forcing it. Hey, make sure this one will show up, right? Okay, remember that. It's less about that. It's more like um, I just believe that whatever my body likes, it will show up automatically when I experiment work on my bigger piece. So that's another, I guess, mindset that I try to remember for my own practice. That as you show up here, things will show up automatically in your final speeches. This is like practicing talking, chatting with yourself, and then your bigger piece is your final kind of presentation, your final story telling kind of thing. Again, I just made that up, by the way. Like, uh, just trying to find a metaphor that kind of makes sense. So I mean, like these kind of things, right? It's interesting that from black and white, and then I build it up into something's a little bit more color, but it's not a finished piece. It's just a thing that is a sketch. It's a sketch that I might look at it again during my downtime. Let's say, watching Netflix or whatever, and then I just flip this around and, oh, that's kind of cool. That's interesting. Okay, that's kind of sucks. Those kind of like subconsciously and organically, you learn about your own shapes and voice and stuff, right? So it's easier, I think, to build upon something that's abstraction, because you build something abstract on top of it. I guess I'm saying that because I have these. This is not abstract. How would I build upon that? I mean, it's not impossible. I mean, it's like, it's more limiting, I think, because this is a pen. I can see it's a pen. So what do I do to do something on top of that? Maybe I'll do a little bit of abstract on top of that. I don't know. As you can see, I'm kind of like hesitant a little bit, right? Because I'm trying not to like mess up that pen, which is kind of like defeat the purpose of sketching. But it's just a little bit of move there. So okay, so that's an exercise that you can try for today. Really, basically built upon something that you've done before this week, and just building it. Add things to it. Reminds you again, this is not performance. It's not, you're not making new beautiful masterpiece or anything like that. It's about experimenting your move. If you're a dancer, this is your studio time, and you are allowed to try different flip, different twists, different whatever the moves is. I'm not a dancer, but if whatever the term is for dancing, like different type of things. And if you're a chef, you go into the kitchen and then try different recipe. Adding more sauce, hot sauce, adding more cumin, more seaweed, more whatever, more, and how much does it make it bad? And it's bad, it's bad, it's here, and nobody need to see it. Okay. So hopefully that's helpful, right? Think about layering, think about what you've done before, and come back to it. It's not required to do that, but sometimes, as I said before, it's easier. Let's say if you have more inspiration when you look through your past work, you can always build on top of that. Or if, let's say, you don't feel comfortable doing this empty spot right now, you can always go back to this. So the whole idea, again, going back to the idea of sketchbooking, it's really kind of like pretty flexible. You don't have to go through the whole thing and make sure it's perfect. It's you can go back to the old one and build it again and again. So it's supposed to be fun and liberating and lightweight. This exercise is supposed to be like that. Okay. All right. Hopefully that's helpful again. And I'll see you tomorrow, the 5th day, the last day. Thanks.